how Yahshua and Elohim were actually debating over. They know that this thought has entered Lucifer's mind, the thought of self, and they know that they have to give all of the angels free will reflection, even the angel of light. So they are now contemplating on what should they do, reflection. What should they do about the thought that Lucifer has implanted within his head, the thought of self? Okay, so let's take a listen. It says, "We face our own personal hell," said Elohim. "Choose the former, and the period of calamity and chaos will arise," says Joshua, as he rubbed his wrist and pained expression rose across his face. That's the heart of our quandary. We know eventually Lucifer and many others will choose selfish ambitions over devotion to our will. It is why we choose not to create the angels for as long as we did. After all, we don't need the praise and worship of anything to be any more content with ourselves than we are. We are one, yet we are three. Is there anyone, including ourselves, who, if they were able to be more intimately close to us, would not be discontent if that opportunity was withheld from them? The answer to no, we is to know, is no. Of course, Joshua said, and that's our dilemma. It's so complicated. It isn't just about their internal destiny, it's about ours. For us to choose not to fulfill this want is to threaten our own eternity with the living hell. At some point, that unfulfilled want turns to discontentment, and discontentment turns to imperfection. So, what do you think about this reflection? What do you think about Elohim and Yahshua and Yahweh? They're all talking. Now, this is three different personas, but they're all classified as one. They're all debating on these angels. These angels have now started to implant the thought of self. They're thinking about not serving or praising the king, reflection. Now they are thinking about, what is my true purpose? I feel like there is more to me than serving the king. And who has this thought more than any other angel? The angel of light, Lucifer. Okay, so let's keep going. It says, Yahweh said we have to act. Imperfection is not an option for us. Though living forever, we could internally die. Though living forever, we could internally die. Elohim said, our eyes are too pure to behold infinity. Nothing imperfection can be in our presence. That which is perfect is holy, and what is perfection. But now Lucifer has started down the imperfection path of self. Despite his wisdom, he's not even aware of the difference in bodies of seeking recognition from others. But it is tremendous, said Joshua. Seeking recognition for his efforts means trying to glorify himself, even if only in the smallest ways. And the idea will grow, and it will spread from there, added Yahweh. Elohim warned, before long, that need for recognition will consume him. Eventually, it will become his greatest desire. Once it does, recognition won't be the only thing he's after. Recognition seeks glory. Glory seeks its will over every other will. So, what do you think about that reflection? What do you think about Yahweh, Yahshua, and Elohim, which is one? Okay, three different personas, but it's one. What do you think about they know Lucifer? It's like they know the in all, reflection. They know that the thought of self has been implanted into Lucifer. They're thinking every option that they could take. And they already know that this thought of self, Lucifer, is going to spread it among the other angels. What do you think about that, reflection? Think about that saying, the all-seeing one, or the all, some people say the all-seeing eyes, some people just say the all-knowing. They already knew, reflection, about Lucifer's thought of self. They already knew, reflection, that this could possibly spread amongst the other angels. Let's keep going. What do you think the plans is for this, though? How do you think all of this is actually going to play out? Do you think that they are going to punish Lucifer for having those thoughts before it spread amongst the rest of the angels? Or do you think they're going to just let it play out? Let's see. It says the focus of self eventually leads to seeking sovereignty over our sovereignty. Our dilemma remains, said Joshua. Do nothing and imperfection takes hold. Prevent any of them from going down the path of self, and we take away their free will. To do that is to destroy our true relationship, our praise, and our access to greater intimacy between us. And that leads us back to discontinuement, which is imperfection, added Yahweh. Let us devise a plan which preserves our imperfection, offers free will to all, and preserves as many as we can within the framework of free will. It will be a balancing act that will require perfect timing for every move we make. Our perfection will be maintained in our ability to sustain a perfect balance between achievement of our will and preservation of their free will. Ultimately, we must return all to our perfect and pleasing will. So everything is about perfection. Everything is about perfection. Think about that. How Joshua said that nothing in perfection, they cannot be in the sight of anything in perfection. And to not grant these angels free will, that would cause imperfection in the long run. Let's keep going. So what can we also what can we offer Lucifer as a way of escape? Added Joshua. Somehow it must be handled in a manner which preserves his free will. Free will is tricky to force, said Yahweh. Direct it too much and it is destroyed altogether. Direct it too little and our kingdom is threatened. All were silent. A moment later, Joshua suggested, perhaps if we were the one to show him fire for our perfect will. Joshua added, and may it happen before the roots bury so deep into his heart that he cannot return to us, or that the branch out and infest the hearts of the rest of the angels. Elohim set his internal path into motion, beginning and recognizing Lucifer. From that moment on, no other angel received the breath or the death of recognition offered to Lucifer. Only time would tell if Elohim, through his competence, could alter a destiny he knew beyond correction. No one was surprised when Elohim once again promoted Lucifer to an even greater position. It seemed fitting, given the boundaries of jewels and gems already awarded to him as medals for his outstanding performance. While the overseer of the Garden of Eden was certainly a prominent assignment, Elohim saw it fit to anoint and ordain Lucifer as cherubim and to make him the highest ranking official at the Department of Worship. Elohim withheld nothing from Lucifer, even allowing him to walk in his very presence on the holy mount, where the fiery stones marked each of the king's steps. While the move surprised no one, none of the angels were aware of Elohim's true motives. Okay, so what do you think about this? Elohim is now showering Lucifer with all of this recognition and all of these gifts, hoping that he will choose a different path. The whole time, now Lucifer is not knowing that Elohim knows his intention. He knows that he has implanted this thought of self. Okay, so amongst the rest of the angels, they're just thinking that Elohim is just showering Lucifer with gifts because he is such a great overseer of the Garden of Eden. He's such a great architect. That all is true, but at the same time, Elohim had other plans for Lucifer. Reflection. What do you think about that? Let's keep going. As eternity rolled on, Lucifer's need to be recognized as Elohim's greatest servant continued to grow and became the primary motivation behind his acts of service. Eventually, that fixation found a focus in the idea he first contemplated in the Garden of Eden, and which he cultivated during his time